Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. For those who are returning, know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And for those who are new, my name is Sybil, and all of the messages on this channel are timeless. Please keep in mind they are general collective messages, so not every message will resonate with every single person. So I only ask that you take what does resonate and lovingly leave the rest. So this is another big reading, another journey, when I pull these things out of myself sometimes. Sometimes I kind of drag them out. But this one here is unique in that it's a message for those who are ready to rise, or I feel are ready to rise into their own power and authenticity. And one of the things that came to me when I was sitting with this is Spirit said, the gap is closing. And I thought, now, whether that's a gap between who we have been and who we're becoming, or a gap between fear and courage, or the seen and unseen, something is drawing together here. It's like a threshold that is being crossed. Okay. And Spirit first revealed these three archetypes up here, up top: the pilgrim, the mentor, and the poet. And although they appear as separate travelers, right? Like they're on a journey as separate travelers, but ultimately, all of these archetypes are different aspects of the same soul. And each one carries a unique gift, a gift that must be integrated before we can really move forward. And that's why I say this is for those who are ready to step into that power, into that purpose. Okay. Because the pilgrim, when I get the pilgrim, I get adaptability. It's like he's asked to carry adaptability, trusting that every unexpected turn in the path serves a greater purpose, right? And the mentor, I get loyalty, which reminds me that true wisdom empowers others rather than creating a sort of dependence, right? It empowers others, is what the mentor is here to do. And the poet carries a sort of trust. Like the poet gives voice to those whispers of the unseen, even when no one else really understands their meaning. Okay. Um, and together, it's like they enter this forest, right? Um, like a symbolic landscape of the subconscious. It's where every encounter offers another piece of the journey. And we have the badger, which really appears first, reminding us that endurance is often a bridge between the vision and the manifestation, whereas the ladybug follows with a promise that these long held intentions are beginning to take form. Okay. And then we have, let's see. Yeah. The buffalo, the turkey, the sheep, and the bear. They meet inside this forest. The buffalo brings blessings of abundance, brings blessings of liberation, like the strength to continue that journey. Whereas it's like there's innocence also with the eternal child, the orphan, and the sheep here. And the sheep really invites us to reconnect to our innocence, right? Our curiosity, that childlike spirit. Whereas the maiden brings in this turkey. It's like a symbol of unexpected blessings with this purity, this inner child. Kind of reminds us that every sincere sacrifice eventually opens a doorway, right? To a greater growth, to a greater expansion. And then everything kind of changes because Spirit introduced the apocalypse. And it's not the end of the world in this reading. The apocalypse is like lifting the veil, right? It's a revealing, it's a revelation. It is what exposes what has been hidden, and it uncovers a truth, right? A truth where there used to be an illusion. And so the revelation may bring a bit of grief or confusion or discomfort, but it calls us to reclaim the power that we have unknowingly surrendered, that innocence. It's like the sacrifice of our innocence. Maybe it was through abandonment. Because this orphan is searching for that home. The pilgrim, the maiden, the mentor, the poet, they're searching for that place, right? That is home, that is liberating, it is free. And yet there's a purpose there. It's like as the veil lifts, I see this bear stepping forward, right? And it's offering the strength and the courage and the protection. So it's reminding me that we are free to choose our own path. And that regeneration always follows destruction, right? So what appears to be a wreckage may actually be a sort of fertile ground from which a whole new story begins, right? It's like in the nakedness of truth, there's something that is born, something unexpected. It's that eternal child. It's the center of the reading. It's the beginning of a new life within us. But we know that every new beginning awakens something sort of ancient, right? That orphan, that part of ourselves that has known abandonment, that has known rejection or the fear of being left behind. And Spirit showed me also, it didn't come out here, but there was a kangaroo that I saw in my mind's eye. I know this sounds crazy sometimes, but some of these things just come in, right? And a kangaroo's pouch becomes sort of a sanctuary. So it's almost like that revealing or that search for, or that we have built a sort of sanctuary, right? It's like new beginnings require a nurturing. We're not meant to abandon those tender parts of ourselves just because they're vulnerable, right? We're not meant to abandon those vulnerabilities because they deserve to be carried safely until they're strong enough to stand on their own. So there's a sort of sanctuary in this as well. And we have the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother lifts us above this landscape so that we can see the larger picture for me. She's the one that quiets the mind, that teaches us to listen to spirit rather than fear, right? Whereas the Divine Father, he reminds us to be gentle with ourselves, with others, with the unfolding, maybe the unfolding process of healing. It's like strength without tenderness becomes a sort of rigidity, right? But tenderness, yeah, tenderness without strength is like a fear. But the tenderness and the strength together, it's like they restore a sort of balance in this. And for me, the child, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, they're not separate beings. They're just three different expressions of the same soul, right? It's like we start out on this earthly journey as the pilgrim. And even the pilgrim comes with the maiden that brings that tenderness, that purity, that innocence. But we mature into the mentor. We have created that sacred space. It's like, for me, whenever these archetypes become divided, right? When they become divided within us, that's when we experience the abandonment. But when they're reunited, we begin to really remember who we truly are. I mean, sometimes for me, I kind of have to take a deep breath and just allow myself to slow down, to kind of rise above the noise, the chaos, the countless voices, right? Everything today has a voice. you know, everything is video, it's sound. It's like the voices that try to tell you who you should be. And there's times where we need to walk away from those voices that have tried to tell us that, right? That have left us questioning our worth, that have tried to convince us that we're just too difficult to love, right? It brings me to this eternal child. It's like the one that forgives, and it's not because we've earned it, it's because we deserve it. We deserve the freedom, we deserve the peace that that forgiveness brings. It's releasing the weight we were never meant to carry. And it's like Spirit saying, whenever you can, in whatever way, choose distance from the negativity. Protect the sacred space within you. It's like being unapologetically you, authentically, this innocence. Because the world really doesn't need another copy. It doesn't need another imitation, anything. It needs this unique light. A light that only you can bring. So it's kind of time to stop worrying about those who were never, they were never meant to really understand our journey. We're being asked to trust our intuition. It's like it's been quietly whispering the truth way before our mind began filling this space with fear and doubt. It's remembering to care for ourselves without guilt. It's knowing we are not our past experiences, right? We're not a mistake. We're not our circumstances. It's resting when we're tired. It's talking to spirit. It's that prayer, right? When we're just uncertain of which way this path is going to lead. It's choosing peace. It's choosing peace instead of revenge. Because peace will carry us a lot farther than bitterness ever could. For real. It's becoming that beacon of love. That eternal child loves unconditionally, freely, openly. Before it's that part of us, that purity, that innocence within us that we're being asked to allow to shine. That part of us that existed before blame entered, right? Before shame entered. It's like, what is the very best? What is the very best that could happen if we just finally believed in ourselves? If we finally stopped blaming the world, right? And started calling back our energy, taking responsibility for our energy, for our lives. Whoever this is, it's like that moment of searching, right, is coming to an end. That is the gap that is closing. We've stopped searching for happiness in the places where we lost ourselves inside that forest. Because the mind can tell us a lot of convincing stories, right? But the soul remembers what is true. And a wound can't really heal by pretending that it doesn't exist. This orphan can't really find its place if we ignore it. This eternal child. And some of us, I feel, have chosen to release a really self destructive habit, right? Something that held us back. And it's like we're being called to celebrate that new beginning. And every new beginning starts with one really courageous decision. So it might have been releasing a self destructive habit. Maybe it was thinking. Maybe it was an addiction. Maybe, you know, it was just consistently listening to the toxicity or the chaos or the millions of voices and opinions. And at the same time, it's like we're called to protect this peace, to stand in our truth, to laugh often, to dance freely, to live fully. Because even those who challenge us, they can become unexpected teachers if we allow those experiences to soften our heart. If we allow those vulnerabilities of voice, that purity, that innocence. It's like a deep breath here, a deep breath. It's time to choose gratitude. It's time to let our dreams be rooted in love rather than fear. Because our destiny, your destiny, I feel has already been calling your name. and the new beginnings are waiting. And they're only waiting for one thing: our willingness to answer, to step forward, to take our place, to let our voice be heard, to be the phoenix we are, to feel the life force awakening within us, to allow it to rise through every part of our being, that eternal child. Allow it to awaken, right? Hmm. That light burns away any fear, any self doubt, every false story we have ever believed about ourselves. That eternal child was never meant to spend its entire life confined in a box. We were born to rise above it all. It's like spirits coming through and saying the phoenix is within you. It is that child. It is that eternal child, those hopes, those dreams, that eternal laughter, those vulnerable places. And the world needs your light. And perhaps the greater truth of all of this, the revelation, the awakening, is that the phoenix doesn't rise because the fire destroyed it. It rises because it remembers the fire was never its ending. It was part of its becoming, that refinement. And so I feel like Spirit saying, be courageous, be kind, be patient with yourself. Trust the whispers that are calling you, even when you can't see the path. And yeah, those who witnessed our descent into those flames, that long journey into the forest, they may have said they'll never make it out, but they will witness that rising. And it's not going to be because you became something different. It's because we finally remembered who we've always been. And we're not backing down, and we're not hiding it, and we're not shrinking our light, and we're not afraid of our vulnerabilities. They've taken on a whole new light. A whole new light. This pilgrim, this mentor, this poet, this maiden, this mother, this divine father, the orphan, it's all one. All one. It's the experience of that eternal child within us. And the apocalypse is revealing that. It's opening our eyes. It's pulling back the veil from the illusion that says we are separate, we are divided. And there's a lot of people who have been doing this inner work, this shadow work, releasing the things that didn't serve them, whether it be habits or addictions or self destructive patterns. Stories we've told ourselves over and over again, or stories that we were told about who we are. A whole collective that has been doing this work for such a time as this. Because this world does need your light. It needs to experience that wholeness that is you, that oneness. I get it. There's a lot going on in the world today. Kind of makes you want to go into your little sanctuary and just stay there, right? But that's not really what we were designed for. It's not really why we're here. That light was never meant to be hidden, never meant to be dimmed. There's a gift. There's a gift inside each one of these archetypes, and they're not the only archetypes we carry. That gift is that eternal child, that eternal promise, the dreamer that just won't stop, the one that never gives up because it's not in its nature. The one that knows what it's like to go into the forest, to meet the wild beast, to understand the messages that they bring when they appear, whether it be signs, symbols, synchronicities, through songs, through driving down the road, through words from others, through dreams. Even the wild beasts have a place. Hmm. Yeah. This eternal child, I don't know, opens my heart, really opens my heart. I want to, of course, pull my animal spirit deck. Hmm. Give it a good shuffle. I'm going to see what message Spirit wants to bring to close out this reading. Mm-hmm. Bottom of the deck, we have Mouse Spirit. And in the middle of the deck, we have Set House Healthy Boundaries. It's number 3 and number 40, and in the middle, number 18, Dear Spirit. Huh. Bring a gentle touch. Setting healthy boundaries, tending to the small things, and bring a gentle touch. I have to read the Dear Spirit. That's number 18. And there's also, before I do, there's a progression here. There's like a maturity that takes place in this reading. And whoever it, applies to, I just feel very strongly that this is a collective that has followed their intuition, that has followed those quiet whispers into that center, right? To heal that orphan. Okay, let's get to the dear spirit. Number 18. Dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of the dear spirit, and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. That's that calling to step forward, to share your light, remembering compassion and humility. It's like even with my own healing, I could step forward and say, well, whatever problem you have, just heal it. You can heal it yourself. But that really wouldn't help anyone, would it? It takes that gentle touch. It takes that intuition, that discernment, the recognition of the innocence in the midst of it all. The protection message says, Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace, and those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it might be easy to offend someone today, or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need a tougher side so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. It's those boundaries. It's like I've said recently, not every voice deserves a place inside your garden, your sacred space. Not everything that grows deserves a drink of your water. Tend to the small things. But remember that there is a world out there, a collective that has not done this work. They've not journeyed into the forest. And sometimes it's just your presence that shows them how. It's that peaceful nature. And yeah, unfortunately, those who carry that peaceful nature, that eternal youth, their meekness is mistaken for a weakness. It happens. They become bullied. When we allow those vulnerabilities to show, when we allow that humility to come forward. But this is a collective that you know who you are. There's no need to jump into every argument, every dispute, every disagreement, every chaotic moment to fix it. It's showing it. It's showing it. It's showing the way. Sometimes the best teacher is the one that has learned how to live and walk their talk. And that's what people need to see. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to thank you all for being here today. Thank you for joining me in this reading. I am now going to return your energy to you, pure and whole, as I receive my energy back, pure and whole, so that only love remains. Peace.